Magneto, the master of magnetism. To some, he's the X-Men's greatest villain, ruthless mutant terrorist. But to others, he's a freedom fighter, a man who refuses to let his people suffer. Magneto isn't just a villain. He's one of the most complex, morally gray characters in Marvel's universe. Today, we'll dive into his journey, from a Holocaust survivor to the leader of Genosha, and how his tragic past shaped his evolution from villain to anti-hero. Magneto was born Max Eisenhardt in Germany, a Jewish boy growing up during the rise of the Nazis. His family was sent to Auschwitz, where Max witnessed the murder of his parents, an experience that would haunt him forever. While trapped in the concentration camp, Max's latent mutant powers began to emerge. But even his abilities couldn't save him from the horrors of genocide. This trauma planted the seed for Magneto's lifelong belief. Humans fear what they don't understand, and that fear leads to violence. After escaping Auschwitz, Max tried to live a normal life, marrying a woman named Magda. But when their daughter, Anya, died in a fire while a human mob prevented him from saving her, Magneto's rage boiled over. He destroyed the town with his powers, and Magda fled in fear, later giving birth to their mutant twins, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. This was the final straw. From that day forward, Max became Magneto, vowing to protect mutants by any means necessary. Magneto's early years saw him as the X-Men's greatest adversary. While Professor X believed in peaceful coexistence between humans and mutants, Magneto saw humans as a threat that needed to be eliminated. As the leader of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, Magneto waged war on humanity, attacking cities, governments, and even the X-Men themselves. But his motivations weren't pure evil. They were rooted in his fear that mutants would suffer the same fate as Jews under the Nazis. His methods were extreme, but his cause? Survival. Magneto wasn't trying to dominate the world out of greed. He wanted to prevent another genocide, even if it meant becoming the very thing he hated. Despite his violent past, Magneto's story took a turn when he found a new purpose: Genosha, a mutant nation. Genosha was originally a place where mutants were enslaved by humans, but Magneto saw an opportunity. He liberated the island and turned it into a mutant homeland, a safe haven where mutants could live free from human oppression. For a time, Magneto was more than just a leader. He was a father figure to mutants around the world.
But peace didn't last.
Genosha was attacked by Sentinels, and 16 million mutants were slaughtered. This was Magneto's greatest failure, and it pushed him further into despair. But his most controversial moment came in House of M. After his daughter, Scarlet Witch, suffered a mental breakdown and rewrote reality, Magneto played a key role in the chaos. In this new world, mutants were the dominant species, and Magneto ruled as king. But when the truth was revealed, Wanda whispered 3 words that changed everything: no more mutants. With that, over 90% of the mutant population lost their powers, and Magneto was left broken, having lost both his daughter and his dream. Despite all his failures and tragedies, Magneto didn't stay a villain forever. Over time, he began to work with the X-Men, realizing that perhaps Charles Xavier's dream wasn't as naive as he once thought. In storylines like X-Men, Schism, and Utopia, Magneto fought alongside the X-Men to protect mutant kind from threats like the Sentinels, Bastion, and the Avengers. But even as an ally, Magneto always walked the line between hero and villain, ready to cross it if necessary. In the recent Krakoa era, Magneto helped establish a mutant nation where both heroes and former villains coexist. For once, mutants had sovereignty, and Magneto was there to defend it, not with terror, but with leadership. But one thing remained true: Magneto will always put mutant survival above everything else, even if it means getting his hands dirty. Magneto's story isn't one of simple good versus evil. It's a tale of pain, loss, and the struggle to find the right path in a world that fears those who are different. He's been a villain, a father, a leader, and an anti-hero. But at his core, Magneto is a man shaped by tragedy, someone who refuses to let history repeat itself, no matter the cost. And that's what makes Magneto one of Marvel's most compelling characters. He's not just fighting for power. He's fighting for survival.